When Eilat Mazar realized she discovered an ancient structure near Jerusalem, she turned to the Bible to help explain what she found.
And she learned that this new discovery supports the biblical accounts of King David and his son Solomon.
King Solomon is an intriguing figure because the Bible makes so many claims about him, controlling vast amounts of territory.
Archaeologists were stunned by the discovery of King Solomon's 3,000-year-old tomb. Solomon, a legendary biblical figure known for his wisdom and leadership, built a powerful kingdom and the iconic temple, a sacred place believed to connect humans with the divine. This long-lost tomb has sparked intrigue, raising questions about the secrets Solomon may have taken to his grave and the artifacts that could shed light on his power and the mysteries surrounding him. Join us as we explore the terrifying discovery of King Solomon's tomb. A glimpse into ancient history. For centuries, people have debated whether King Solomon's tomb really existed or was just a legendary story passed down through generations. Recently, a team of archaeologists led by Dr. Eilat Mazar from the Hebrew University of Jerusalem made a discovery that might change everything. They believe they have finally found the location of Solomon's tomb in the ancient city of David, a site that has played an important role in Israel's long and fascinating history. Dr. Mazar is no stranger to amazing finds. Over more than 50 years, she has dedicated her life to unearthing the secrets of the Holy Land. One of her earlier discoveries dates back to 1986, when she uncovered what she called the Water Gate. This structure, found north of the city of David in Jerusalem, was unique because it was the only Iron Age gatehouse ever discovered in the city. Dr. Mazar believed this gate was part of a larger public building mentioned in the Bible, which added another intriguing layer to its history. Her work didn't stop there. Dr. Mazar also found what appeared to be remains of King David's palace, sections of walls that some believe were built by Nehemiah, and even ancient clay seals. It's often said that she dug with a spade in one hand and a Bible in the other. Her blend of careful archaeological work and respect for biblical history has led to discoveries that continue to captivate scholars and history lovers alike. The latest find is equally compelling. In the area known as the Ophel, near the Temple Mount in Jerusalem, Dr. Mazar's team uncovered an enormous structure that seems to date back to the 10th century BCE, the time when King Solomon was said to rule. Among the ruins, they discovered a massive wall that stretches roughly 2,100 feet. Along with this wall, there was a gatehouse, a corner tower, and what appears to be a large royal building. The scale and craftsmanship of this structure suggests that a very powerful ruler built it. Radiocarbon dating supports the idea that it was constructed during Solomon's reign. Adding to the excitement, the archaeologists found several fascinating artifacts. Large storage jars, some with inscriptions in ancient Hebrew, were among the items uncovered. These jars might have belonged to high-ranking officials, which points to the site's importance. There were also small statues and handles with inscriptions that hint at connections to King Solomon's time. One piece of pottery, in particular, caught the attention of the team, because its inscription suggests someone of significant status owned it. While it's still too early to say with absolute certainty that Solomon himself built the structure, few rulers of that time could have managed to create something so grand. This discovery has the potential to bridge the gap between biblical tales and historical evidence. For a long time, skeptics argued that the stories of Solomon's kingdom were merely myths. But now, with this remarkable structure dating back to the 10th century BCE, there is a stronger possibility that the Bible's accounts of Solomon's achievements might be grounded in historical fact. Dr. Mazar herself acknowledged that while they can't say for sure that Solomon built the building, the size and style of the structure make it hard to imagine it belonging to anyone else but a ruler of his caliber. The city of David. Imagine stepping back in time as you wander through the city of David, the center of Dr. Mazar's discoveries, the oldest part of Jerusalem, and the very cradle of its history. Born around 3,000 years ago as the bustling capital of Israel, this small hill surrounded by majestic mountains has grown into a spiritual center that has shared its profound beliefs and values with the world. It's hard not to feel a deep connection to a place where the echoes of ancient footsteps remind us of a storied past. Jerusalem, the city of King David, has not always known peace. Its streets have seen the rise and fall of empires, and its walls have witnessed countless battles. This was the home of the temple, a sacred site where many biblical stories unfolded, but it also became a magnet for military leaders, leaving behind scars of conflict. In fact, the city was completely destroyed in 70 CE, only to be rebuilt over time. Its history is one of resilience, a constant dance of destruction and renewal that mirrors the journey of the Jewish people. Fast forward to 1867, when the British explorer Charles Warren unearthed a hidden chapter of Jerusalem's past. Warren rediscovered the lost city, buried beneath ruins, and among the shafts and tunnels, he stumbled upon the first evidence of the ancient water system that once sustained the city. This discovery marked the beginning of a new era in understanding Jerusalem's incredible history, shedding light on a city that had weathered the storms of time. Today, the city of David is one of the most extensively excavated biblical archaeological sites in the world. Each day, archaeologists reveal more of its secrets, and every discovery adds another brushstroke to the vivid portrait of ancient Jerusalem. Picture yourself exploring the Siloam Tunnel, carved out 2,700 years ago, walking through passages that have preserved their original character. Imagine standing in the drainage channel that once served as the final refuge for rebels before they were captured by the Romans. Here, history is not just something you read about in books. It's something you can experience firsthand. At the City of David Foundation, there is a genuine passion for preserving and sharing this remarkable legacy with visitors from around the globe. The foundation has transformed the area into a premier national tourist center with several locations offering a glimpse into Jerusalem's storied past. Whether it's wandering through the City of David National Park, exploring the agricultural farm in the Valley of Hinnom, or learning about the history at the Information Center on the Mount of Olives, each stop is a step closer to understanding the city's soul. For those who truly want to dive into the experience, the archaeological experience at Emek Tzurim National Park and the Mitzpeh David Visitors Center on the Armon Hanatziv Promenade provide immersive ways to uncover the layers of time. Even the lodging complex in the Peace Forest offers a chance to rest and reflect on the incredible journey through history that awaits you. Visiting the City of David isn't just a trip to an archaeological site, it's an encounter with the very heart of Jerusalem. You walk the same paths as King David, and you're surrounded by relics from the Bronze and Iron Ages that reveal the ancient development of the Kingdom of Israel. With each artifact unearthed and every stone carefully examined, scientists and archaeologists piece together the magnificent tapestry of this ancient civilization. Even as we marvel at these discoveries, a mystery still lingers. Could the tomb of King Solomon, along with those of other ancient Israelite kings, be hidden in these very grounds? Although the exact location remains elusive, recent findings have illuminated the history and culture of Jerusalem during the golden age of the Kingdom of Israel, bringing us closer to unlocking more of its secrets. Herod's tomb at Herodium. Imagine setting out on a challenging hike at the edge of the Judean desert, determined to reach the top of a hill that hides one of history's most intriguing secrets, the tomb of King Herod. It's not an easy journey, but what awaits you is a story that spans thousands of years. King Herod wasn't like ordinary rulers. Long ago, he built a lavish palace complex on the very summit of this hill, creating not just a palace, but reshaping the hill itself. Originally, there were two hills, but Herod had one cut down so that the remaining hill would rise even more magnificently. The ancient historian Josephus even described Herodium as being shaped like the breast of a woman, though to many today, it might look more like the top of a volcano. Walking through Herodium, you quickly learn that naming sites after rulers wasn't unusual. Just as the Maccabean kings had desert fortresses like Hyrcania and Alexandria named after themselves, King Herod proudly stamped his mark on this hill. And here, history isn't just about buildings, it's about stories, power, and a touch of extravagance. Climbing up the hill, you come across a staircase that tells its own story. Research has uncovered the original stairway leading to the summit, made up of 200 marble steps. These steps, described by Josephus, end at a set of arches in a grand hallway decorated with colorful frescoes in white, red, green, and black. It's like stepping into a time machine that shows you the splendor of Herod's era. But the real treasure at Herodium is Herod's tomb. According to Josephus, Herod was buried here after he died in Jericho. However, he didn't say exactly where the tomb was located. This mystery led Professor Ehud Netzer from the Hebrew University on a decades-long search. Netzer believed that because the ancient Jews were so focused on purity, the tomb couldn't be on the upper part of the city where death was considered defiling. Instead, it had to be hidden in the lower city. After 40 years of research, a dramatic twist came in 2007. Netzer shifted his focus to the edge of the upper city, facing northeast, and found the foundation of a large, square structure built from ashlar stones. Inside, he discovered the remains of 3 coffins. One of these, made from a beautiful reddish-pink stone, was identified as King Herod's coffin. Although Netzer tragically passed away shortly after this discovery, his work opened new doors for further exploration of Herodium. Herodium isn't just about palaces and tombs. It's a place where fierce battles once took place. Jewish rebels and Romans clashed here during major revolts, and the evidence of arrowheads, secret tunnels, and massive stones rolled as weapons tell a dramatic story. In a twist of fate, a reception hall from Herod's time was later turned into a public sitting area where Jews would gather to listen to the Torah, a design that even gave rise to the word synagogue. Emperor Qin Shi Huang's tomb. One ordinary day, while digging a well in the Shaanxi province in China, local farmers came across a small piece of clay shaped like a tiny human figure. At first, it might have seemed like just another old artifact, but this humble fragment turned out to be part of a discovery that would shake the world of archaeology. Soon after the farmers made their find, authorities were alerted, and a team of archaeologists began to carefully examine the site. Their work uncovered thousands of life-size terracotta figures, all arranged as if ready for battle. These figures were not just random statues. They included soldiers, horses, chariots, and even models of acrobats, officials, and various animals. Every figure boasted a unique face and hairstyle, showing off a level of detail that spoke of the immense craftsmanship of their creators. These incredible figures were built to serve one powerful ruler, Emperor Qin Shi Huang. Born in 259 BC, he started his journey as the king of the state of Qin and eventually became the first emperor of a unified China in 221 BC. Known for his strict rule and ambitious projects, Qin Shi Huang brought together many warring states under his control. He standardized writing, currency, weights, and measures, built roads and canals, and even laid down parts of what is now known as the Great Wall of China. Yet, among all his grand achievements, his most fascinating and mysterious project was his own tomb. Not long after he took the throne, Qin Shi Huang began constructing a vast mausoleum that would be as impressive as his empire. Historical records tell us that this enormous complex covered roughly 22 square miles. The central tomb was designed to mimic his royal palace, complete with rivers and seas supposedly made of mercury, grand palaces, towering structures for his officials, and countless treasures. What makes this project even more intriguing is the elaborate system of traps and defenses reportedly built to protect the tomb. Ancient texts mention mechanisms that could shoot arrows or even release poisonous gas at anyone daring enough to enter. The terracotta figures, arranged in 4 massive pits, were meant to serve as eternal guardians for the emperor in his afterlife, ensuring that his power would continue beyond death. Despite the fame of the terracotta army, one great mystery still endures. What lies inside Emperor Qin Shi Huang's tomb? The mausoleum is concealed beneath a huge earth mound that rises nearly 249 feet above the surrounding land. No one has opened it yet, and many experts are cautious about disturbing it. They worry that ancient traps might still be active, or that the high levels of mercury used in the tomb's design could pose serious health risks. Moreover, scientists are determined to preserve the integrity of the tomb, fearing that exposure to air or light might cause priceless artifacts to deteriorate rapidly, something that has happened before with other ancient relics. For now, Emperor Qin Shi Huang's tomb remains sealed, a silent guardian of secrets that have been hidden for over 2 millennia. The Imperial Tomb Palace. The 1,800-year-old Imperial Tomb Palace is an astonishing archaeological discovery in Henan Province, China, that has truly shocked the scientific community. At the center of this discovery is a unique ceramic object resembling a basin. This basin, about 24 inches wide and 10 inches deep, bears special inscriptions that have helped researchers piece together the story of a grand tomb complex containing more than 100 tombs. According to Smithsonian Magazine, these inscriptions have led scientists to determine that the complex belongs to Emperor Liu Bang, also known as Emperor Huan of the Han Dynasty. Dr. Wang Shanu from the Luoyang Institute of Cultural Relics and Archaeology, who led the excavation project, shared that these findings have connected numerous ancient documents and other evidence from the site. All the clues point to the fact that this is not just any burial ground, it is a treasure trove of unimaginable archaeological significance. This ancient tomb isn't a simple resting place. It's a lavish, palace-like complex built specifically for the emperor. Since its discovery in 2017, more than 100 tombs have been unearthed in the area, along with houses, roads, wells, and even a drainage system. These findings suggest that the site was designed not only as a burial place for the emperor, but also as a grand compound for his close attendants. The houses found within the complex were likely intended for concubines, guards, and tomb caretakers who were meant to serve the emperor in the afterlife. Adding another fascinating layer to this story is the mention of Emperor Huan, a short-lived ruler who passed away at the age of only 35. It appears that this imperial tomb palace may have been built by his successor to honor him. This act of dedication underlines the high regard and deep respect that the ancient court held for its leaders. Whether the complex directly belongs to Emperor Liu Bang, or if parts of it were built to honor Emperor Huan, what is clear is that the site reflects the grand traditions and rituals of the Han Dynasty. This remarkable discovery gives us an up-close look at a world long past, a world where emperors were honored with entire complexes designed to accompany them into the afterlife. The meticulous construction, the detailed inscriptions, and the layout of the site offer a glimpse into the powerful beliefs and practices of ancient China. Liu Bang's tomb offers a glimpse into ancient China's grandeur. But there's another legendary resting place, this time in Paris, where a different kind of legacy is immortalized. A monument to France's greatest leader. If you ever find yourself wandering the streets of Paris, there's one place that stands out, not just for its beauty, but for the history it holds. Right in the heart of the city, beneath the magnificent golden dome of Les Invalides, lies the final resting place of one of France's most legendary figures, Napoleon Bonaparte. His tomb is a grand tribute to a man who shaped history, and visiting it is an experience unlike any other. Les Invalides, originally known as Hôtel des Invalides, is no ordinary building. Commissioned in 1670 by King Louis XIV, It was designed as a home for wounded and retired soldiers, a first of its kind in Europe. Today, it's more than just a retirement home. It's a sprawling 17th-century masterpiece filled with courtyards, chapels, and museums. But for many, the true highlight is the tomb of Napoleon, found within the breathtaking Invalides Chapel. Napoleon Bonaparte is a name that still stirs emotions in France and beyond. A brilliant military leader and political mastermind, he rose to power during the tumultuous French Revolution, promising to bring glory to the French people. Loved by his troops and respected by his enemies, he reshaped Europe in ways that can still be felt today. But his story wasn't all triumph. Defeat at Waterloo in 1815 led to his exile on the remote island of St. Helena, where he lived under strict British watch until his death in 1821. For years, Napoleon's remains stayed on that distant island, but in 1841, France decided to bring him home. His return was marked by a grand procession through Paris before he was finally laid to rest at Les Invalides. His mausoleum, designed by architect Louis Visconti, is nothing short of spectacular. A massive block of red porphyry, an igneous rock often used in imperial monuments, holds his remains, inside not one, but 5 nested urns. 2 of his brothers also rest in this crypt, creating a true Bonaparte family legacy. Getting to Napoleon's tomb is easy. It's just a short walk from the Eiffel Tower, or you can take a bus to Invalides Station. If you want to avoid crowds, it's best to visit in the morning, as afternoons can be packed with tourists eager to catch a glimpse of history. Once inside, you'll be awestruck by the chapel's stunning architecture. Towering marble columns, intricate mosaics, and grand statues surround the tomb, making it a fitting tribute to an emperor. The dome itself is a masterpiece, gilded in gold and radiating opulence, reflecting the larger-than-life persona of Napoleon himself. The splendid tomb of Pharaoh Seti I. Deep in Egypt's famous Valley of the Kings lies one of the most spectacular tombs ever discovered, the final resting place of Pharaoh Seti I. This incredible tomb, known as KV-17, is one of the longest and most beautifully decorated in the entire valley. At approximately 117 meters long, it stretches deep into the earth, filled with breathtaking reliefs, intricate carvings, and stunning paintings that have remained remarkably well preserved for thousands of years. Seti I was a powerful ruler of the 19th dynasty, taking the throne after his father, Ramesses I. His name reflects his devotion to the god Set, which is quite unusual, as Set was often seen as a god of chaos and destruction. The tomb itself is a masterpiece of ancient Egyptian architecture. Unlike many other tombs that are relatively simple in design, Seti's burial site is grand and elaborate, featuring 11 chambers and side rooms. As you walk through the corridors, you'll find scenes from the Book of the Amduat beautifully carved along the walls, detailing the pharaoh's journey through the afterlife. The ceiling is adorned with intricate depictions of stars and winged deities, creating a breathtaking celestial effect. The burial chamber itself is even more impressive, with walls covered in paintings from the Book of Gates and the Book of the Celestial Cow, all designed to guide the pharaoh on his passage to eternity. One of the most mysterious features of the tomb is a tunnel that descends deep into the earth, believed to stretch over 150 meters. To this day, archaeologists have not reached its end. Many believe the tunnel was never meant to lead anywhere physically, but rather served a symbolic purpose, representing Seti's journey into the afterlife. Although the tomb is magnificent, it no longer contains the pharaoh's sarcophagus. In 1824, the sarcophagus was taken to London, where it remains in the Sir John Soane's Museum. Seti's mummy was also missing from the tomb when it was first explored. It was later found in 1898 inside the tomb of Amenhotep II, along with several other royal mummies. Historians believe the priests moved Seti I's body to protect it from grave robbers. a common practice in ancient Egypt, as tombs were frequently looted for their treasures. Unfortunately, like many other tombs in the Valley of the Kings, Seti I's tomb was completely stripped of its riches long ago. No treasures were found when archaeologists first entered it, but the real treasure lies in the tomb's remarkable artwork and architecture, offering us a glimpse into the beliefs, traditions, and artistry of ancient Egypt. Now it's time for today's subscriber pick. Deep within the deserts of Jordan, a team of archaeologists uncovered the entrance to King Solomon's long-lost tomb, thought to have been hidden for over 3,000 years. As they carefully cleared away the ancient sand, they discovered a hidden chamber filled with relics of unimaginable wealth, golden chalices, jewel-encrusted crowns, and ancient scrolls covered in cryptic symbols. But what they found inside King Solomon's 3,000-year-old tomb that frightened archaeologists was far more chilling. In the center of the tomb lay a perfectly preserved sarcophagus, but the body inside was not that of a king. Instead, it was a strange, skeletal figure with elongated limbs and hollow eyes. A thick, dark liquid oozed from the cracks in the stone, as if the tomb held something far darker than a royal burial. As the team stepped back, a chilling breeze filled the room, and the air grew heavy with an unknown presence. The treasure-filled tomb of a Celtic prince. At the end of 2024, archaeologists made an incredible discovery in the small town of Lavaux, in France's famous Champagne region. Buried beneath what is now a suburban trade area, they uncovered the tomb of a Celtic prince from the Iron Age, filled with dazzling treasures. This wasn't just any ancient grave. The prince had been laid to rest with his chariot inside a burial mound stretching an astonishing 131 feet wide. The excavation, led by the National Institute of Preventive Archaeological Research, began in October of the previous year. Researchers believe the tomb dates back to the 5th century BCE, a time when iron tools were becoming widespread and Celtic culture was thriving. At the heart of the site, they found a 150-foot burial chamber, a clear sign that this was no ordinary individual. He was likely a member of a royal family, a powerful leader among the Celts. Among the most breathtaking discoveries was a massive bronze cauldron crafted by an Etruscan artisan from what is now Italy. This wasn't just a plain metal pot, it was a masterpiece. The cauldron had 4 ornate handles, each decorated with the face of the Greek river god Achelous, complete with horns and bull-like ears. At the corners, fierce lion-like heads added to its striking appearance. This extraordinary find suggests the Celts had strong trade ties with Mediterranean cultures, particularly Greece and Etruria. But that wasn't all. Nearby, archaeologists unearthed a beautifully decorated Greek ceramic jar depicting Dionysus, the god of wine, along with a perforated silver spoon that may have been used to filter wine. These artifacts paint a vivid picture of how the Celts embraced Mediterranean luxuries, particularly in their feasting and rituals. The discovery of this tomb not only sheds light on the wealth and status of this ancient prince, but also reveals the deep connections between Celtic and Mediterranean societies. The presence of such exquisite foreign treasures suggests that trade and cultural exchange were far more extensive than previously thought. Tomb of a Shang Dynasty general. In November 2000, a team of archaeologists from the Chinese Academy of Social Sciences set out to survey a site near Anyang in Henan Province, China. This region was once home to Yinshu, the last capital of the Shang Dynasty, a powerful civilization that ruled from 1600 to 1046 BCE. Armed with a special tool called the Luoyang shovel, a device originally used by tomb robbers but later adopted by archaeologists, the team dug through the tough winter soil, searching for ancient secrets buried beneath. After days of hard work, they uncovered a tomb labeled M54. The plan was to wait until spring for the full excavation, but word of the discovery quickly spread. Tomb robbers, eager to get their hands on priceless artifacts, began lurking around the site. Fearing that history would be stolen right from under them, the archaeologists made the bold decision to excavate immediately. Within a week, they had removed the earth covering the tomb, and what they found was astonishing. Lying beneath the surface was the nearly intact tomb of a noble from the late Shang Dynasty. At the heart of the burial site was a black-painted wooden chamber, holding a striking deep red coffin. Surrounding it were burial offerings meant to accompany the deceased into the afterlife. Among them were 15 human sacrifices and 15 dogs, grim but fascinating evidence of ancient funerary practices. Over the next 40 days, the team unearthed a total of 579 artifacts, each one shedding light on a civilization that existed thousands of years ago. They discovered bronze vessels, jade ornaments, ceramics, stone carvings, bone tools, and even ivory objects. The tomb was the second largest ever found in Yinshu, second only to the famous tomb of Lady Fu Hao, the wife of King Wu Ding. Some of the most remarkable artifacts included a 15.7-pound bronze wine vessel shaped like a wild water buffalo and a beautifully crafted jade dagger, showcasing the incredible craftsmanship of the Shang Dynasty. But the most puzzling discovery was a bronze hand. No one knows for sure what it was used for. Some researchers think it may have been a prosthetic limb for a person who had lost an arm, while others believe it was simply a symbolic object placed in the tomb. Through careful analysis of the bones and artifacts, experts determined that the tomb belonged to General Yung, a respected military leader of the Shang Dynasty. The weapons buried with him suggested a life of battle and conquest. But there was another twist. Scientific analysis showed that General Yung wasn't originally from Yinshu. He had come from over 186 miles away. His remains bore signs of old battle wounds, and traces of Sichuan pepper found in his body suggested he may have died in combat. After his death, he was likely brought back to the capital to receive an honorable burial. So with all these incredible royal tombs uncovered, some filled with treasure, others with mysteries still unsolved, it makes you wonder, how many more lost tombs of ancient kings are still waiting to be discovered beneath our feet?